Greeny was supposed to be looking at that.
What a play! Alan Roden. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at
it's his eye black.
That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
This is the WFAN. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center.
Charge out onto the field. You look at the Mariners, it's pretty much the exact opposite for what they had to do. They went 5 games with the Tigers. Somewhat surprisingly, credit to Detroit, they really put up a fight in that series. Easily could have won the series, going 15 innings in Game 5. That meant the Mariners not only threw George Kirby to start that game, they threw Logan Gilbert, another starter, and Luis Castillo, who I imagine Blue Jays fans are very familiar with from his 2022 exploits. Both of those guys pitched in that game. They had Brian Wu not on the roster due to a pec injury that he's still dealing with now, and because of that, Mariners pitching is in a bit of flux. They pitched really well in that game, 15 innings and only allowed 2 runs, but they're starting Bryce Miller on short rest today, when if everyone was healthy and rested, Wu included, he might not get a start in this series. We pause now, though, as the Blue Jays charge out on the field and the fans get to their feet. Royal blue jerseys, white pants, throwback caps for the Blue Jays. The aquamarine jerseys, gray pants for the Mariners. But Chris, Seattle, I mean, obviously they're happy to be here, but they did not get here the pretty way, not to mention their flight was delayed yesterday and they got in at 10 p.m. outside of that. But they don't exactly have pitching lined up the way they wanted to right now.
No, and I think that the longer that game went the other night, the more you realize that Bryce Miller probably would be starting this game if the Seattle Mariners made it out of that series. And here we are. Bryce Miller actually wasn't great this season. He was on the IL twice with a bone spur, and he continues to fight through that bone spur. Still hasn't had surgery to fix it, so you know that he has some discomfort. I mean, obviously, like you said, probably not the guy that the Seattle Mariners want on the mound in Game 1, setting the tone, and that's why the Blue Jays have to take care of business. Kevin Gausman has to come out throwing strikes, obviously mixing in that really good split finger. And like I said before the ball game, don't let Cal Raleigh beat you. That's number 1 on my list of things that you have to concentrate on. Do not let him beat you. Pitch around him, walk him, treat him like he's Aaron Judge.
Gausman warming up right now with Randy Arozarena and Raleigh taking swings near the on-deck circle on the first base side for Seattle. Gausman this year, 10-11 with a 3.59 ERA in 32 starts through those 5 2/3 of 1-run ball against the New York Yankees. 34-year-old Coloradan uses the four-seamer splitter and slider, and he reiterated before this start, taking the podium again as a Game 1 starter ahead of a series, that he's not going to change up his game plan much. He knows it's deep in the year. He knows teams have a lot of video on him, but he said multiple times, he's not Chris Bassett. There aren't 8 ways to go about it. Kevin Gausman's got to locate his fastballs, locate his splitters, and every once in a while sprinkle in a slider.
And it's really that simple. If Kevin Gausman can locate his stuff, specifically the fastball early on and throw strikes, he's good enough to get these guys out.
Randy Arozarena in the righty batter's box, and Gausman stepping onto the rubber. Gausman bouncing his lead left foot. The kick and the pitch. And it's just outside at 96 to start the ALCS. Ball 1. Time of the first pitch, 8:05 Eastern, and on a chilly night in downtown Toronto, the roof is closed. Arozarena, the former Ray, a right-handed hitter. Gausman's 1-0. Inside, Randy jumped back out of the way, 2-0. 2 taps to the plate by Arozarena, coming off a year where he hit .238 with 32 doubles and a career-best 27 home runs. 2-0 pitch. Down and away, ball 3. All 3 fastballs for him have missed so far. First 2 were close enough. That one was actually in the dirt on the inside chalk of the lefty batter's box. 3-0.
And you have to imagine that Kevin Gausman is fighting through some nerves right now. I think it'll take a couple of batters and he'll settle in nicely.
With Raleigh on deck, the 3-0. Called strike right down the middle. Arozarena took a step toward first, but you couldn't cut the plate more in the middle than that. 3-1. Gausman bouncing his left foot again. Comes still. The kick and the 3-1. Fouled back. Now he's got the feel of the fastball, and he's turned to 3-0, counting to 3-2. And he's got everything set up because he hasn't shown Arozarena the split.
Right, we've seen that before where he just tries to pound the strike zone with that good hard fastball early on.
Fans rise for the first time tonight. Many of them were already on their feet. The 3-2. Fouled off. Down and in fastball at 96. Would have been a called strike if Arozarena didn't beat it into his own ankle.
And I said it might take a couple of batters to settle in. It took 3 pitches, and it looks like he's settled in nicely.
This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center. This is the WFAN Yankees Radio Network from the CBS Radio New York Technical Operations Center.
Al Raleigh is the guy you would slot into that position, and he's up right now, a potential MVP. Switch hitter batting left. The pitch is ripped on a line to right, coming forward Lucas, and it's down for a base hit. 1 hops in front of him. Raleigh with a single with 1 out.
And Cal Raleigh is now 9 for 22 in the postseason. Just 1 home run and 4 RBIs. But a lot like Aaron Judge, if he gets on base via the single, you're probably pretty happy.
That guy hit 60 homers with 125 RBIs this year. 60 led the majors, 125 led the American League. So Raleigh on first. Julio Rodriguez at the plate, and only 1 out in the top of the first inning. Gausman kicks and deals. First pitch froze him, strike 1. Slider hung right over the middle, but I think it surprised Rodriguez. Center fielder for the Mariners, bats right. Still only 24 years old, Julio Rodriguez, in his 4th major league season. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, speeds him up with 96 at the top. It's 0-2.
And now you can really throw whatever you want. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Gausman keeps elevating with that fastball. Threw him a slider. It was a little bit of a spinner down the middle. Then they elevated with that, or for that second strike. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to do that again, but higher.
Gausman set, runner on first, 1 out. And the 0-2. Fouled away. Went to the splitter. floated a little, but broke in off the plate, and it was popped up over the netting into the seats. Still 0-2.
Yeah, and if you're throwing the split finger there, or even the slider, it has to be out of the strike zone. You're in an 0-2 count. You can't throw anything that's hittable.
32 homers this year for Julio Rodriguez, who faces a Gausman 2-strike pitch. And it's lined to right center and down for a base hit. Raleigh thinking about third, hits the bag at second. Varsho picks up the ball, throws into second. Cal Raleigh up to third base, and in the first inning, the Mariners have the Blue Jays cornered. It's first and third with one out.
That's just a mislocation from Kevin Gausman. You could actually see Alejandro Kirk almost standing up, trying to get that fastball above the strike zone. It was elevated, but it wasn't elevated enough. It was a little bit in the strike zone. Good velocity, but again, even at 97, if you're not locating your pitches, this Seattle Mariners team will crush you.
We're in the first inning. It's brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong. Feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. First and third, one out. No score in the top of the first inning. Jorge Polanco, the switch hitter, bats left. And the pitch. Off the end of the bat, slow bouncer to third. Coming home, Raleigh. Barger gloves, throws to the plate. He's out! Cal Raleigh caught at home. Barger waited on it, used his arm strength to cut down the lead runner. It's now first and second with 2 outs as Gausman got the weak contact he needed.
What a smart play from Addison Barger. Wasn't hit all that hard. It was a really nice split finger down in the strike zone. Addison Barger throws a strike to Alejandro Kirk for a big second out here in this inning.
We'll see how the rest of the inning goes, but I wonder if you're Cal Raleigh, if you just let Gausman off the hook a little bit. That was a very aggressive move when the third baseman Barger was playing even with the bat. Now Barger backs up. Still problems here. First and second for the Mariners, and 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Josh Naylor, Mississauga zone at the plate in the pitch. Low ball 1.
It did seem like Cal Raleigh, right or wrong, was going on contact there.
Right. It might not have been his call.
Right.
It's a fair point.
But also, right or wrong, he was going on contact.
Yeah. I just wonder, you have Josh Naylor up right now. It's a great hitter.
Yep.
Do you want to gamble like that? But they did, and it didn't pay off. 1-0 to Naylor. Called inside. That had the zone, but it's 2-0.
Yeah, Kevin Gausman just missed his spot by quite a bit. Kirk was set up on the outside part of the plate. That ball did catch a decent part of the plate, but Alejandro Kirk had to reach across, made it look like a worse pitch.
Gausman staring at the lead runner, Julio Rodriguez, and the 2-0. Hit high in the air center. Varsho sprinting forward, and he'll make the grab. Kevin Gausman gets out of it after first and third, 1 out. He keeps it a scoreless game, middle of the first inning. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero coming up against Bryce Miller. Game 1 of the ALCS when we come back. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something. These people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
still 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. George Springer, Nathan Lucas, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. set to hit in the bottom of the first. We welcome you to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue, Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer, Christian Chinini, Stephen Coyle, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Blue Jays opposing starter in Game 1 is Bryce Miller, young right-hander for the Mariners, 27 years old in his third season. Had a great year last year, but you had talked about it pregame. Pitching through injury, he's got a bone spur in his right elbow, unresolved right now. He'll need surgery to clean that up. And he had an okay, not amazing first playoff start against the Tigers. Went 4 1/3 on the 8th and ended up giving up 2 runs in those 4 1/3.
Yeah, and keep in mind, he's pitching on just 3 days rest.
Yeah, this was not plan A for the Mariners, but they are in the ALCS, and that's what matters most. The wind from the righty and his pitch to George Springer is hit high, right field and deep, turning around Rosarena. He got it! It's gone! Homer, George Springer, ambushed 97 right on the outside edge, and yet he smashed it the opposite way into the right field bullpen. 1-0 Blue Jays in the first.
Coming into this ballgame, George Springer was just 3 for 17 in the playoffs. I bet that's a huge confidence boost for him going forward. What a swing.
Nathan Lucas up with a buzz in the crowd. Miller's pitch called strike 1. This team is ridiculous. That's the 4th time in 5 games in the playoffs they've scored in the first inning. 0-1 to Nathan Lucas. High. And by the way, the one game they didn't score in the first inning, Ernie Clement hit a 2-run homer in the second inning, and they were up 11-0 by the 4th. So early and often has been the way this offense has performed so far in the postseason. Nathan Lucas, a big part of that. 4 for 12 with 5 RBIs in the DS. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Big hack at an elevated heater. You'll see a lot of that from Bryce Miller. He'll live up in the zone with a mid-90s four-seam fastball.
Yeah, he's got pretty good stuff. I think the key to Bryce Miller's success, or for Bryce Miller to have success, is he has to locate his pitches, which he hasn't really done for the majority of this season.
The 1-2. Foul back. Yeah, walk rate is about double from last year. And last year he's got a 2.94 ERA in 30 starts. This is a good pitcher. He's just pitching a little compromised right now. 2 IL stints with right elbow inflammation caused by a bone spur that he's pitching through right now in the postseason. He shrugs his shoulders in the 1-2 to Lucas. Down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bryce Miller is throwing 97-mile-an-hour fastballs on 3 days rest with a bone spur.
It's pretty impressive.
That's really impressive.
And he's got a 7-pitch mix, by the way. 4-seamer splitter, sinker, knuckle curve, slider, sweeper, very occasional cut. Flapping his glove as he looks in at Lucas. He nods to Cal Raleigh, his battery mate. And the 2-2. Hit foul off to the left. So the Blue Jays with an early 1-0 lead. George Springer's 21st career postseason homer brings him to 1 behind Kyle Schwarber for the 4th most in Major League postseason history. Schwarber's team knocked out, so Springer has some time to catch him. 2-2 again. Lucas pops it up, foul line of play.
That fastball that George Springer hit out was 97 miles an hour on the black, on the outside part. Most guys would try to do too much, especially on the first pitch of the ball game. That front shoulder would go flying, and they would probably roll over to shortstop. George Springer went the other way and absolutely drilled it into the bullpen.
A no-doubter to right center. 2-2 again. And Lucas spoils off another, and this is just classic Nathan Lucas baseball. 8 pitches he's seen so far. He got to a 2-strike count within 3 pitches. It was 1 and 2, and he's fouled off 4 and taken 1 in the dirt since. Mostly 4-seam fastballs he's seen. 1 slider, 1 splitter in the mix as well. No outs, no one on. And the next pitch in the dirt. Nathan Lucas has worked the count full, would not budge at that slider near his back foot. It's 3-2. And if you're Lucas, you got to be expecting heater in the zone because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is slapping pine tar on his handle on the bat.
Yeah, Bryce Miller does not want to walk Nathan Lucas, put him on first base with nobody out.
Miller's 10th pitch to Lucas. Grounded foul. Lucas expands on a fastball in and hits it off his foot. He's on his hands and knees, slowly getting back up. And now limping out to the edge of the dirt circle. I think he fouled that one right off the toes of his right foot. John Schneider, Voon Chong, part of the Blue Jays athletic training staff, going out to check on Nathan Lucas.
Yeah, Nathan Lucas does wear the ankle guard and kind of the top of the foot, but like you said, I think he got it off his toes. He is in extreme pain right now.
On one knee, head down, in conversation with Voon Chong. Getting a replay look at it right now. Oh, it hit way higher up his leg than we thought. That got him right off the top of the knee. And if you hear it, just heard a groan, I think a lot of fans turned around to the concourse where you could see TVs and just saw that replay of Lucas hitting it off of his right kneecap. He's standing up on 2 feet now at least, but still in discomfort.
Yeah, now you can understand why he looks so uncomfortable out there. Looks a little bit better now. Voon Chong is having a conversation with him. John Schneider is close by, but my goodness, that cannot feel good.
Lucas wiping some sweat off his forehead. Still talking right now. And the longer this goes, the more normal he's looking. As he's still in conversation, Bryce Miller getting in some warm-up pitches to stay fresh here. But Lucas is taking the helmet back, so he's going to stay in this game. By the way, seems like far from the important thing at this point. Lucas did expand a fair bit to foul that pitch off. But again, I kind of get him being in swing mode. I think Miller's trying to throw a strike there and just missed. He's not going to nibble with Vladdy next. You want to give Lucas a chance to get himself out.
Absolutely. And like I said, especially with nobody out, you're going right at Nathan Lucas. Doesn't have a ton of juice, so you want to throw a fastball in the strike zone and make him put the bat on the baseball. And, I mean, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is out of this world right now, so you definitely want to get an out before he comes to the plate.
So 10 pitch at bat. Lucas back in there. 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the first. And the 3-2 pitch, fouled right back. 97, right at the top of the zone. You really couldn't make a better pitch if you're Miller, and Lucas still fought it away.
That was a good swing.
Looked comfortable to me.
Yeah.
You can't go half speed and catch up to 97 at the top. With good ride on it. High spin fastball holds its plane. Another 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Maybe a bit of a break of a call from Ryan Addison, but Nathan Lucas will take a 12-pitch walk, and there's a runner on first, nobody out.
And Cal Raleigh is very good at framing pitches, so he made that pitch, that good fastball that actually caught part of the plate, look better than it was. That's why Bryce Miller was so frustrated. I mean, it might have got a gift there if you're Nathan Lucas.
And now Miller's got to go at Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The kick and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. In case you went off the grid in the last week, Vladdy 9 for 17 in the division series. 3 homers, RBIs in all 4 games, 9 RBIs overall. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. 96 at the knees. Great pitch by Miller as he went to the bottom of the zone with his two-seam fastball.
Yeah, generally speaking, he lives at the top of that strike zone, but every once in a while, he'll dot one at the bottom. That was a tough pitch to square up, even if he swung at it.
1-0 Blue Jays. Lucas on first with nobody out. The 1-1. Vladdy with a liner, center field, and it's right at Rodriguez, who moves to his right to make the grab. That ball was smoked, but straight away center just about. There's one down.
Yeah, might have got in on him just a little bit. He just missed that pitch, hit it about 110 miles an hour out to Julio Rodriguez in center field.
Big first out in this first inning for Bryce Miller. Needs 16 pitches to get it. Blue Jays lead 1-0 after the Springer homer. Lucas on first, 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Addison Barger up, so they shift toward first on the infield defense. And the pitch in the dirt, blocked by Raleigh. You mentioned Cal Raleigh's pitch framing. He was a platinum glover last year, not just a gold glover, but he was the third catcher ever to win the platinum glove. An award that hasn't been around so long, but the only other guys to do it, Yadier Molina and Jose Trevino. 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0.
And that's a big reason why he's in the running for American League MVP. Not only did he hit 60 home runs, had 125 runs batted in, but he is arguably the best catcher in all of baseball.
2-0 count to Barger. Miller's pitch. High and outside, ball 3. It's another borderline pitch, but it was a miss of the spot there. And I would say for both sides early on, it's looking like it's going to be a tighter zone tonight. It might skew toward the hitters. Miller about to throw his 20th pitch of the first. He delivers home. Called strike. Barger was taken all the way. That was right down the middle with a little sink.
I bet he wants that pitch back.
Barger in the postseason, 4 for 12, aided by a 3-hit series finale in New York. The 2-1. Outside, pardon me, ball 4. That was the 3-1 pitch, and Barger walks. It's first and second for the Blue Jays, still only 1 out.
Yeah, Barger looked very comfortable in the batter's box during the entirety of that at-bat. Even on that last pitch, it was a ball out of the hands. He wasn't antsy, took it really easily, and that's the thing about this team. They just move the line. Everybody trusts the guy behind them. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to trust Alejandro Kirk, but at the same time, you can't be antsy in that batter's box, especially against a guy like Bryce Miller, who from time to time struggles to find that strike zone.
Cal Raleigh's going to go out there. Probably a good time for this mound visit here. 2 walks and a homer allowed. Also the hard line out of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So Raleigh talking with Bryce Miller. Gino Suarez, the third baseman, comes over to borrow the rosin bag for a moment. Blue Jays have seen Miller this year in this tough season for him. They actually scored more runs against him in a start than anyone else has this year. May 11th in Seattle as part of a Blue Jays surprise sweep at the time in Seattle. They scored 7 runs on Miller in 5 innings. George Springer hit a home run off him that day, just as he has tonight. And now, with the mound meeting over, Miller tucks the glove to his chest and looks in at Alejandro Kirk. 1-0, bottom of the first. 1 out. Barger on first base and Lucas on second. The pitch to Kirk. In the dirt. Good sliding block by Cal Raleigh. That bounced in front of the plate and off to the lefty hitter side. He got in front of it. 1-0. As Kirk stands in the righty box and Cal Raleigh crouches behind home, I don't think it's a secret that the ALCS features the 2 catchers with the highest wins above replacement in baseball. These are 2 of the best catchers that any team could have, this year at least. 1-0. Kirk hits it foul. 96 middle in, kind of right there for him. It's 1-1.
Both of these guys, Cal Raleigh and Alejandro Kirk, are an umpire's nightmare. Right. Because they could take a borderline pitch that might be a ball and bring it back into the strike zone. And obviously, after the game, you have to look at your umpire report card. And sometimes it's not great when these 2 are behind the plate.
1-1 pitch. Kirk takes it high, ball 2. And they're a manager's best friend because both of these guys are able to produce offensively. Not exactly the same level. Obviously, Cal Raleigh hit 60 homers, but produce offensively while providing a lot of defensive value behind the plate. And Miller's going to step off before the 2-1.
I mean, at this point, you have to imagine that the heart rate of Bryce Miller is through the roof. This crowd is really, really electric.
And he knows the situation Mariners pitching is in right now. They are depleted entering this series. His 25th pitch of the first is smoked foul to the right by Kirk. He was a little bit behind, 96 over the middle. It's 2-2. Miller's on 3 days rest, like Chris had mentioned earlier. He only threw 55 pitches in that last start, but the majority of the Seattle relievers pitched a lot in the last series. Pretty much anyone who Dan Wilson trusts late in games has gone multiple times in the last couple days. Their best case scenario was Miller pitching deep into this game. His 26th pitch of the first inning, a 2-2 to Alejandro Kirk. Lifted to shallow center. Rodriguez coming forward. Underneath it is the second baseman Polanco, and he'll make the grab. Lucas stays at second, Barger at first, and there are 2 down.
That's a big out for Bryce Miller and the Seattle Mariners. 26 pitches now in this first inning with 2 outs. I mean, for the Seattle Mariners to be successful in this ball game, like you said, Bryce Miller has to go deep. And by deep, I mean at least 5 innings. He doesn't have to throw 9 innings, but he has to at least get into the 6th inning. I mean, at 26 pitches here in the bottom of the first, doesn't seem like he will do that.
1-0 Blue Jays, 2 on and 2 out. Dalton Varsho, the pitch. Swing and a line drive center field, backing up Rodriguez, scampers under it and makes the catch about 10 feet from the warning track to end the inning. The leadoff home run by George Springer gives the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead after an inning. This is Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Two veterans battle now as Kevin Gausman looks in at Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman for Seattle, a powerful right-handed hitter. Gausman kicks and deals, and the first pitch fouled back. 0-1. Long-haired, bearded Suarez, back for his second stint with the Mariners, dealt over at the deadline from Arizona. Between the Diamondbacks and the Mariners, he hit 49 home runs this year, drove in 118. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He will expand, and he did right there, chasing a slider outside. It's 0-2. This is a hitter with 325 career regular season home runs. Gausman ahead of him 0-2. The kick and the pitch. And it is hit in the air, left field, playable for Santander, who moves over to left center and makes the grab on the run, 1 out.
Kevin Gausman got away with one there again. That was a mislocation. That was almost right down the middle, got in on Eugenio Suarez just a little bit. They were trying to go above the strike zone. You could actually see Kevin Gausman looking in at Alejandro Kirk, pounding his chest, meaning that's my bad right there. That's a gift right there from Eugenio Suarez.
Has struggled to get the fastball up so far, and we haven't seen a lot of the splitter yet. It's been heavy fastball. Here's Dominic Canzone, DH, and the first pitch cut on and missed. There's a splitter that ran away right, 0-1. Canzone, another guy with Arizona and Seattle experience in his big league career. 0-1 pitch, squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Canzone picked up by the Mariners a couple years ago when they traded away Paul Sewald, who was at the time their closer. And he's really had a nice year, Canzone. Split time between AAA and the majors, but batted 382 big league games this year. 1-1, swing and a miss. 96 blown right by him. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and he's got some juice too. 11 home runs in that small sample size this season.
In the postseason, 1 for 6 is Canzone. Has not always been a regular starter. The 1-2 in the dirt. Check swing, Canzone. Quick appeal to third. Marvin Hudson says no swing. And the count is evened up at 2. Gausman got a lot of chase, a lot of whiff from the Yankees on the splitter. In game 1 of the ALDS, they swung 17 times and missed on 10 of the 17 swings. 2-2. Just outside. I mean, you could flip a coin. That might have been a strike. But it does feel like it's going to be a slightly tighter zone. If you're just barely on the edge, you might not get it. Gausman didn't there. It's 3-2. 1 out, base is empty. Right-hander rocks and offers. Called strike 3. 95 over the heart of the plate. Canzone's down 2 outs.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. On now for a limited time, all-you-can-eat classic Angus burgers for just $14.99. You heard that right. Visit stlouiswings.com for full details. You are welcome.
No other baseball on today, just plenty of football scores, including in London. The Broncos beating the Jets 13-11. 2 outs here in Toronto, 1-0 Blue Jays, and the pitch to Victor Robles. Down and away, ball 1. Rapid fire other football scores. Steelers beat the Browns 23-9. Chargers top the Dolphins 29-27. Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. Out of town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 1-0. Swing and a miss by Robles. A World Series champion is the right fielder for Seattle now, Victor Robles. He won with those 2019 Nationals. The Juan Soto, Anthony Rendon, Max Scherzer, and Steven Strasburg-led team. 1-1. Late swing, and he pounds it foul third base side. A slow bouncer into the ground. 1-2.
It's still early on, but it does seem like Kevin Gausman has a really good feel for that slider. Looks like he's getting on top of it. He's throwing it to the black, mostly on the outside part. That last slider might have been his best slider of the ball game so far.
About 45,000 on their feet at Rogers Center, waving towels around with 2 outs and the bases empty. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the second. And Kevin Gausman with a 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Slider on the edge. Freezes Robles. 2 punch-outs for Gausman in a 1-2-3 top of the second. Blue Jays back to the bats in a moment, leading 1-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at Sportsnet.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Been doing for the majority of this season, just an absolute nightmare for opposing pitching.
Ernie Clement will lead it off here. He stands in the righty box, hunched slightly over home plate. Miller, the righty, throws his 28th pitch of the game, and Clement takes it for strike one. A rare first pitch slider there from Miller, a pitch he threw fewer than 10% of the time this year. Probably knows, though, Ernie Clement loves the heater. The 0-1 pitch popped up over home plate. Raleigh ditches his mask, makes the catch, still in the dirt circle, and he'll throw it around the horn. One out. Even with that out, Ernie Clement now 9 for 15 in the postseason. If they're going to get where they want to go, he is going to be one of the key guys to do it. But he's back into the third base dugout, and with one out, pivoting back and forth, twisting his back left foot into the batter's box is Anthony Santander. Switch hitter hits left against the righty starter, Bryce Miller. 1-0 Blue Jays, one out, bottom of the second. Miller shakes a sign from Raleigh, takes a breath into the wind, the pitch. Santander rips a liner, and it's down in right field, a base hit, and it's bobbled in right by Robles, bouncing behind him. Santander off for second, a hit and an error, and he is at second base with one out in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, before the ball game, we talked about how the quality of Anthony Santander's at-bats. Before that at-bat, he's just 2 for 10 in the postseason, but the quality of the at-bats has been pretty good. 64 pitches in those 10 at-bats, and he absolutely ripped that fastball that was elevated from Bryce Miller. That's a really good sign if you're John Schneider.
You can tell he has a plan. I mean, that's 97 above the zone, and he was all over it. Clearly, he's hunting that pitch. And after the Robles bobble, Santander on second, Andres Jimenez up with one out. Miller from the stretch looks to second twice, and the pitch. Called strike. Threw a splitter right down the middle. Probably won't get away with that one again, but he gets ahead 0-1. Victor Robles, I think, might have been checking out his scouting report. It was in his mouth when he went to field that ball. 0-1 pitch. And Jimenez hits it very high, a pop-up to shallow right. Jorge Polanco, the second baseman, with a two-handed squeeze. And there are two down.
Yeah, we just got the replay, and it did look like Victor Robles had the scouting report in his mouth. He doesn't normally have it in his mouth, so that tells me, like you said, was probably looking at it while Anthony Santander was in the batter's box.
Yeah, maybe not alert to where the pitch clock was or where Miller was. But Bryce Miller with a chance to make it not matter. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Santander on second. 1-0 Blue Jays. George Springer's back up. The pitch. Called strike. Springer hit the first leadoff home run in Blue Jays postseason history, hitting the first pitch that Miller threw tonight out of the yard to right center. 0-1. Springer on the ground, left side. Crawford at short. Long throw over to first, and he gets Springer by 2 steps to end the bottom of the second inning. No runs on a hit and an error. Santander left in scoring position, and after 2 innings, the Blue Jays have a 1-0.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
I couldn't even imagine. Feels like you're winning every game.
This is the funny thing. These two teams, franchises, came in together at 77. Mariners in some ways have had more regular season success at times. Blue Jays have 2 world titles. Mariners haven't been there. J.P. Crawford leads it off for Seattle, top of the 3rd, and Kevin Gausman misses outside, ball 1. Well, all the Mariners' regular season success kind of around mid to late 90s, early 2000s. 1-0 pitch, chopped on the ground. Picked up Ernie Clement at second. He's got all the time in the world to throw to first. And there's 1 out.
Those are the kind of swings that you get from Kevin Gausman when he's locating that heater down, when he's elevating it. Just an easy little rollover from a left-handed hitter. Ernie Clement with the easy throw to first base for a big first out in this inning.
And J.P. Crawford might be the 9-hitter, but he is much better than your average 9-hitter. It's a big out here as Randy Arozarena comes up for the 2nd time. The pitch. Just outside, ball 1. With 1 out and the bases empty in the top of the 3rd. 2020's ALCS MVP, Randy Arozarena, as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's when we all really got to know him. 1-0. Called strike. That was when Arozarena came up for the Rays, and in 20 postseason games in a run to the World Series, he hit 10 home runs. Still has incredible overall postseason numbers, although a lot of it is propped up by that 1 run. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back 1-2.
He's a fun player to watch, even when he struggled this season just a little bit, although he did hit 27 home runs. He's still an electric player, really fun.
So far in the postseason, 4 for 24. That includes his ground out in the first. Gausman ahead of him 1-2. And the pitch. Popped him up. First base side. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. waves his right hand at Ernie Clement to call it and rips it down. A snatch catch to make it 2 outs.
A fastball right on the hands of Randy Arozarena. Good velocity, 96 miles an hour, well located near the top of that strike zone. A little bit of run on it. That's just a perfectly located fastball there from Kevin Gausman.
And now you have the exact situation you wanted for the Course of Booze and Cal Raleigh. 2 outs in the bases empty is ideal when Raleigh comes to the plate. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss.
That's gross. That's gross stuff really right there.
Saved his best splitter for the right guy.
For the 0-0 count, he saved his best splitter.
Hey, what do they say? 0-0 and 1-1. 2 most important counts in baseball. 0-1 pitch. Raleigh takes in the dirt, another splitter. Not only has Cal Raleigh been really good against the Blue Jays in his career, that's well documented. A lot of it has come against Kevin Gausman. He's homered 3 times in his career against Kevin Gausman. One of only 5 guys he's homered 3+ times against. The 1-1. And he shoots it right side foul. A sinking liner into the seats. 1-2.
Kevin Gausman got lucky there. Again, he missed his spot. They were trying to go down with the split finger. That time it floated on the inner third. Cal Raleigh just missed it. You do not want to throw that pitch to that location again.
Raleigh can hit homers. 27 in 2022, 30 in 2023, 34 in 2024, and 60 home runs in 2025. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the third. Gausman comes home. Outside check swing by Raleigh on a splitter off the plate away. Two balls and 2 strikes is the count. Cal Raleigh mixes that power approach with the ability to walk a lot. He got on base with base on balls plenty of times this year, 97 of them. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch in the dirt. Tag on the right hip applied by Kirk. And Kevin Gausman has retired 7 Mariners in a row. Middle of the third, 1-0 Blue Jays. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
in this postseason.
Come up with big hits at big times. A pair of 2-run knocks in game 2 and 4 respectively helped the Blue Jays win the ALDS. The first pitch to Lucas. Swing and a miss. He was going for it all out in front on that splitter. And he's a good off-speed hitter, so you understand why his eyes got wide, but it's 0-1.
Doesn't have a home run yet in this postseason, but like you said, he's come up with really big knocks.
New baseball for Bryce Miller. Second time through against the 27-year-old righty, and this year that's been a problem for him at times, facing an order a second time. Miller with an 0-1. Outside. You look at this year, even in a year where he's struggled, first time through the order, batters hit .214 against him with their on-base plus slugging below 700, below league average. Second time through, they have a .310 average and a .923 OPS. Lucas with a 1-1. Hit in the air, left center field and shallow. Late break Arozarena, and he'll make the grab out to his left. It was a big swing, but it jammed Lucas, deceived Arozarena for a little bit, but he got there in time. 1 out.
That was also a scary play for J.P. Crawford. He was sprinting out towards Randy Arozarena, who is sprinting in. I think at the very last second, Randy Arozarena called him off and made the catch. But if you're sitting in that Seattle Mariners dugout, you are holding your breath.
1 out, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to the plate. He lined out hard to center field in the first. The wind in the pitch. 96 at the knees, strike one. Great pitch from Bryce Miller. It took Miller 27 pitches to get 3 outs in the first, and then 10 pitches to get his next 4 outs. Settling in now. Here's his 0-1. Guerrero chops it foul. Splitter over the middle, but he was looking fastball, and he was out in front. 0-2.
Yeah, I don't want to throw that pitch again. That's a big mistake. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just a hair out in front.
It's a lot of four-seam sinker to right-handed batters for Miller, about 60% of his pitches. 0-2. Down and away. Went to a sweeper off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller looks into home, brings his hands together at his stomach. The wind and the 1-2. Guerrero on the ground to short. Off to his right. Crawford picks it up, slings to first a little low, but it's gathered in by Josh Naylor. And there are 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the third.
Bryce Miller actually got away with 2 big mistakes in that at-bat. First, that split finger down the middle, and then that last sweeper was a little bit of a spinner right down the middle. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was just out in front, just missed that pitch.
And maybe some of that, the power of getting ahead 0-1.
Yep.
Changing up Vlad's swing a little bit. Make him a little more defensive. 2 outs now, Addison Barger up. He walked in the first. Right on left, the pitch. On the ground toward first, Naylor on it. He will race Barger to the bag, and he just got there a half step ahead to retire Barger and the side. Bryce Miller has retired the last 5 he's faced. Both starters settling in. It's 1-0 as we go to the 4th. Game 1 of the ALCS, the Blue Jays in front. You're listening to Blue Jays.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
When it happened, I'm sure he's going to go back and have some imaging done, but you could see him noticeably limping in that dugout as he picked up his bat and his glove going back into that clubhouse.
So Lucas into the clubhouse, Straw in right field. They want to bring him in with the lead, but usually not this early in the game, and not for Nathan Lucas. Julio Rodriguez leads off the top of the fourth with a foul ball. Kevin Gausman got it down in the zone against the right-handed hitting Rodriguez. It was another slider from Gausman. It's 0-1. Rodriguez with a single in the first, snapped in 0 for 14 in this postseason. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back. It was odd for Julio. First 2 games of the DS, he was the main man for the Mariners. He was pretty much going punch for punch with Vlad almost. And then in the final 3 games, he went 0 for 14, and perhaps part of the reason that the Mariners ended up in that Game 5 when it looked like they'd have an easier time in that series. 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did on the appeal down to first. Gausman gets a chase on a splitter down and away. 4 strikeouts, and there's 1 out here in the top of the fourth.
That was a great sequence. Slider, split finger on the outside part of the plate. Perfectly located down below that strike zone. A big first out for Kevin Gausman.
Gausman gave up 2 hits in the first, and then there was a fielder's choice. But the next 8 batters went down. Jorge Polanco had that fielder's choice. He's up now, and he takes outside ball 1. Another guy with an uneven playoff so far, but probably the Mariners' MVP of the ALDS. 1-0 pitch. Low 2-0. Polanco, after his fielder's choice in the first inning of this game, 4 for 23 in the playoffs, but he had a 2-homer game off Tarek Skubal in Game 2 of that series, and then he delivered the game-winning hit in the 15th inning in Game 5, the biggest hit for the Mariners in about 25 years. 2-0 pitch. On the ground, foul, first base side, 2-1.
I think a lot of people forget just how much power Jorge Polanco has. He had 26 home runs this year, 78 RBIs. He's a really, really solid player, and a player that a lot of people forget about.
The Mariners brought him in as a big deal last year. He had a tough year. They declined his option and re-signed him for less, and he's had a much better season this time around. 2-1. He rips it on the ground to first, a one-hopper stab by Vlad. He'll race Polanco to first and beat him by a couple of steps. Had to angle back and towards the line, reaching to his left. Guerrero made the play, 2 outs.
And again, I think Kevin Gausman is pointing at himself, pounding his chest towards Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because it took him a second to get off the mound, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had to take that play by himself. Luckily, it was before Jorge Polanco got to first base.
Kevin Gausman did tell us yesterday he thinks Vlad does not get the credit he deserves defensively, that he has come a long way. When Gausman was asked changes in Vlad from when he first got to the team to now. Really, really good defense there from Guerrero, and a first pitch outside to Josh Naylor with 2 outs and the bases empty. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the fourth. Naylor lined out to end the threat in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. 1-0 pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. Member of the Canadian national team and a native of Mississauga, Naylor likely to be one of the more sought-after position players on the free agent market this year. And now he asks for time. There's something in Josh Naylor's eye.
I asked him last time the Mariners were here whether or not he's going to play for Team Canada at the World Baseball Classic. He said he would love to. He would love to play with his her brother, Bo Naylor, of course, on that team. But free agency is a big deal, and he doesn't know where free agency will take him, so he'll have to wait and see.
There could be three Naylors and a cousin
yeah,
on that team potentially if Denzel Clark is there as well. 2-0 pitch hit foul, 2-1. Because Miles Naylor is in the minors, Bo catching in Cleveland, and then, of course, many have seen the exploits of Denzel Clark, center fielder for the Athletics. Two-one pitch, and Naylor hits it high and deep to center field. Varsho going back, checking for the wall. He's angling on the warning track, and he makes the catch on the dirt about halfway down the track. That will do it for the top of the fourth inning. Well, that's the biggest scare since the first inning, but Gausman keeps Naylor in the yard and keeps it 1-0 Blue Jays, middle of.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Miller, the Seattle starter, into the wind and the pitch. Kurt takes a called strike, just clipped the inside edge. He turns away in frustration at the call. 0-1.
Josh Naylor, Mariners first baseman, is playing way off the line at first base, almost halfway between first and second base.
They're doing it right in a way. If you're going to shift Kirk, you also have to protect from him just being able to poke a soft roller through the right side. They have Polanco, the second baseman, pretty much straight up the middle. 0-1. Kirk takes high. Blue Jays' last hit came with 1 out in the second. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Kirk leading off the frame. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's a great take. That's a tough sweeper just below that strike zone. They went heater up at about 96 miles an hour and then sweeper down. A tough sequence and an even better take from Kirk.
Two-one pitch. And Kirk hits a high fly ball that nearly touches the roof. It's in medium depth left field. Arozarena tracks it and makes the catch to his left. 1 out.
That was a big league pop-up from Alejandro Kirk. He just missed that pitch, a pitch that he normally crushes to left field.
For Bryce Miller, another big out. He has retired 6 straight. And now he'll face Dalton Varsho, who lined out to end the bottom of the first. Flapping his glove waist high, Miller shrugs, winds, and deals. Varsho takes over the heart of the plate, strike 1. 7 for 17 in this postseason is Dalton Varsho. 3 doubles and 2 homers. 4 runs batted in. Right on left, the 0-1. Varsho pops it up behind the plate. Out of play, foul. And he'll stay alive, but he's in a no-ball, 2-strike hole. As Cal Raleigh gets set back up behind home plate, we can quickly peek over at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Tomorrow kicks off the National League Championship Series between the LA Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. And we know that Blake Snell will get the ball for Los Angeles. Out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Varsho chased up top. And that is Miller's first strikeout of the start. 2 outs now, bottom 4.
Who are you going with in that National League?
It's a tough pick because I know it's easy to say the Dodgers, but they played 6 times this regular season. The Brewers won all 6. But probably the Dodgers.
Why did I know you were going to do that?
If you made me do it, it's not the team you want to bet against. 2 outs, Ernie Clement up in the pitch. Line drive center field, moving forward. Rodriguez catches it head high, and that does it for the 4th inning. And this has turned into a pitcher's duel after the early home run from the Blue Jays. 1-0 as we go to the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Victor Robles.
It took Kevin Gausman all of 3 pitches to settle into this ball game. He's looked like he has really the entirety of the season, just dotting that fastball. The split finger has been pretty good, and also the slider has been effective.
Here's the righty's first pitch to Eugenio Suarez. Fastball, called strike on the inside edge. Some of the borderline pitches seem to be starting to tip in favor of these pitchers as they impress Ryan Addison behind home plate, 0-1. Suarez leaning back, no knee bend in his open stance right side, the 0-1. And he flips one, right side foul. Vladdy tracking the pop-up, makes the catch on the run. Suarez retired in 2 pitches, there's 1 out.
And that's how you have to pitch Eugenio Suarez. Soft away, hard up and in, almost like you would pitch Aaron Judge. That was a really well-located fastball up around the hands. You can see how uncomfortable Suarez is with that pitch, perfectly placed.
Some people might be surprised, pitch him the same as Judge, but this is Suarez's second 49-homer season of his career. He's one of the more underrated players probably in the game. First pitch to Dominic Canzone is lifted high, center field and shallow. Varsho jogging forward on 3 pitches. He makes the catch, 2 outs now for Kevin Gausman.
I said earlier that Jorge Polanco might be one of the guys that flies under the radar for this Seattle Mariners team. I truly believe that Eugenio Suarez is also one of those guys just because of how productive he's been over the course of his career.
Yeah, he got attention near the deadline because he was such a big guy at the deadline, but this is a 30-homer machine, Eugenio Suarez. 2 outs now, and Victor Robles is up with the bases empty, top of the 5th. 1-0 Blue Jays. Gausman offers, and the pitch is hit high and deep right field. Straw racing back toward the corner on the warning track, makes the grab. First play for Miles Strawson subbing in, and it's a running catch to complete a 4-pitch top of the 5th. 1-0 Blue Jays thanks to Kevin Gausman and George Springer. We'll see Santander, Jimenez, and Springer hit in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sport.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th-inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
not a lot of arms coming into this game, and Miller has made it to the 5th while only throwing 50 pitches.
Yeah, and after the first inning, he had thrown 27, so that tells you just how good he's been over the last 3 innings.
23 pitches in 3 innings, fewer than 8 per frame. Anthony Santander is the lone hit off him since the first. The pitch, Santander takes a strike. Tony ripped a liner over the second baseman Jorge Polanco's head and down in right field. Actually got to second on that play because of a bobble in right by Victor Robles. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated heat gets the whiff, and it's 0-2. Miller steps to his left. The kick and pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Splitter right on the corner. Set him up with high heat. And that's a 3-pitch strikeout for Miller. 1 out. Bottom 5.
That's the best split of the day from Bryce Miller. That was really, really good. Cal Raleigh was actually set up at the top of the strike zone. I don't know if he was trying to fake everybody out like they were going up with a heater, but Bryce Miller threw a fantastic split finger that ran away from the barrel.
Corners in now. 1 out, base is empty. And Andres Jimenez to the plate. The pitch. Fouled right back. On Raleigh's positioning, if you think teams are paranoid about pitch tipping and signaling in the regular season, it's about 3 times that in the postseason. There was discussion about it related to the Yankees and the Blue Jays DS. There was discussion about it from the Tigers related to Josh Naylor clearly relaying signs, it seemed, in their DS. 0-1 is bounced by Jimenez, a 2-hopper to second. Jorge Polanco gathers. Crow hops, throws over to first. 2 down. Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Bottom of the 5th with 2 outs, and George Springer up for a 3rd time in this game. His first inning homer still stands as the only run. It's 1-0 Blue Jays.
I'm actually surprised that Bryce Miller threw him that fastball first pitch. We've seen pitchers a lot over the course of this season throw the first pitch off-speed pitch, get George Springer off the fastball and away from that ambush-style approach that he has when he's leading off.
First pitch to Springer, hit foul, a little late on 97 there. Similar location to his home run. It's 0-1. And you don't hit the second most homers, leadoff homers, in Major League history, only beat by Ricky Henderson, if you're not going up there trying to crush a fastball. Because guys throw a lot of first pitch fastballs in the majors to get ahead. 0-1 pitch. Inside, almost hit the hands of Springer. He twisted back out of the way, 1-1.
Still good velo, too. Pitch number 57 in the ball game. That last fastball from Miller was 97 miles an hour up and in.
He surpassed his pitch count from his first start of the postseason, Miller. And now he gets a check swing foul off from Springer, 1-2. Barring utter catastrophe here in the 5th or 6th, you're Dan Wilson. If you're pitching coach Pete Woodworth, you're thrilled at what Bryce Miller has done for your pitching staff today. Although still a couple big outs for him to get before he's out of this game. 1-2. Down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on Springer.
He looks like 2024 Bryce Miller, not 2025 Bryce Miller, that's for sure.
He is a good pitcher. Sub-3 ERA and 30 starts in 2024. He's probably their best starter last year. This year pitching through a bone spur in his right elbow. 2-2. Springer slaps one foul right side. Must have hit the cup. Really awkward spin. It took a right turn to the first base dugout.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of awkward swings on that split finger. That tells me that it looks exactly like the fastball. It's about 10 miles an hour slower and has all kinds of downward tumbling action. Really tough to barrel up.
Another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Miller punches out a pair in a 1-2-3 fifth. He has not allowed a base runner since the second inning. The Blue Jays still holding on to a lead, 1-0. They're in front of the Mariners. 6th inning coming up from Toronto in the ALCS. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Of this Seattle order in the top of the 6th, it starts with veteran J.P. Crawford, 30-year-old shortstop. Crawford bats left, and the pitch. Just outside with a heater, ball 1. It's amazing he hasn't walked anyone because he fell behind the first hitter of the game 3-0. It's been in 2 3-ball counts tonight. 1-0 to Crawford. In the dirt, ball 2.
That's a good take. Really comfortable take on a pretty good split finger.
There are times over the last couple of years where Crawford has hit at the top of the Seattle order. He's effectively that second leadoff man in the 9-hole. Slightly above average hitter this year. 2-0. Just outside again, ball 3. Might have been a hair off the plate. Gausman not getting the call from Ryan Additon.
Have to throw a strike here. You don't want to put the leadoff batter on via the walk, with Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh coming up next.
3-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Took a little off it, hit the plate at 93. Deep breath for Crawford. Long hair and a thick beard for the Mariners shortstop. 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Challenge fastball at 94.
The question now is, do you challenge him again, or do you throw that split finger in the strike zone? Do you trust it enough to be able to do that? I think yes, but we'll probably see another fastball. I say he challenges him again.
Got Crawford to ground out to second in the 3rd. Fans to their feet. Full count to start the 6th. Gausman's pitch. On the ground to second, backhanded off a knee, bobbled by Clement, picks it up, bare hand, throws to first, stayed calm to get the out. Crawford retired 1 down.
Really nice play from Ernie Clement. He bobbled it, and the biggest thing is he didn't overreact. He looked down at the baseball, kept the head on the baseball, picked it up, made a perfect throw to first base for a big first out. A lot of the times we'll see players panic, and they'll look up before they actually have hold of that baseball, and that's when you can't pick up the baseball.
Here's Randy Arozarena, 1 out. The pitch. Called strike, fastball inside edge, 96 from Gausman. Arozarena is effectively the Trent Grisham of this series. You really want to focus on getting him out with Raleigh behind him. 0-1. just outside. Good take of Rosarena on his slider. 1-1. So far, Randy Rosarena 0 for 2. Ground out to second and a pop up to first. The kick and the pitch. Called strike again. Back to the inside edge with 90. So Rosarena didn't look too thrilled at the call. 1-2.
It's odd to think that you have to go right at a guy like Trent Grisham, who has 34 home runs this season, and Randy Rosarena, who's got a ton of pop too.
A multiple-time All-Star, Rosarena. Gosman ahead of him. The 1-2. Bounce and a good pick by Kirk. Not that it matters with no one on base, but a good stab to the backhand side. 2-2. These are what these really good teams do. They force you into tough spots. The Seattle Mariners, the winners of the AL West, are a very good baseball team. That's why they're here in the ALCS. 1 out, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the splitter. 5th strikeout, Kevin Gosman, 2 down.
And now with Cal Raleigh coming to the plate, John Schneider really has a decision to make. Do you come right after Cal Raleigh? Do you pitch around him? Or do you put him on? I tend to think that you probably pitch around him. You don't give him anything that he can square up and potentially get out of here, especially in a 1-0 ball game.
They faced him in a similar spot in the 3rd. It was 2 out, spaces empty, and Gosman struck him out. Raleigh is 1 for 2 with a single. The pitch, down and in, ball 1. Raleigh is the first catcher with consecutive 30-homer seasons since Mike Piazza did it around the turn of the century. 1-0. Fastball just a hair low. Taken by Raleigh. 2 balls, no strikes.
Doesn't seem like they're pitching around him.
I wonder if they do now, though.
Yeah.
2-0.
When you fall behind 2-0, probably starting to think about pitching around him. But those first 2 pitches seem like Kevin Gosman was trying to throw strikes.
2-0 pitch. In the zone with his splitter. Right on the corner, taken by Raleigh to make it 2-1. The tough thing about this Mariners order is when you pitch around Raleigh, let's say you put him on, that means Julio Rodriguez is coming up.
It's a tough lineup.
2-1 pitch. Raleigh on the ground, foul, hooks it just behind the back of Eric Young Jr., the first base coach for the Mariners, and the crowd to their feet again. It's 2-2. Raleigh asks for time. They got Gosman a new baseball. But that hasn't slowed down this Rogers Center crowd. Two-2 pitch. Hit high and deep right field. And Cal Raleigh has tied this game at 1 with a monstrous home run.
And I said it before the ball game, you can't let him beat you. That was a mistake pitch. I know that they were trying to go down and away with that split finger, but if you're Kevin Gosman, you have to tell yourself, I can't miss over the middle. If I'm going to miss, I will bounce it. And he let that thing go, and it was just floating up almost like a beach ball, and Cal Raleigh didn't miss it. He crushed that thing and tied up the ball game.
A 420-foot blast to the Canada Dry bleachers, and we got a new ball game with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Gosman knew it right away, putting his hands on his head and punching his glove. So that stops a streak of 15 straight retired by Kevin Gosman. Julio Rodriguez to the plate, 1-1 game, 2 outs top of the 6th. The pitch, swing and a miss. Blue Jays have Louis Varland up and throwing, but Gosman only on 70 pitches, so you weren't likely to make a move. 0-1. Up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Not to mention, prior to that homer, absolutely dominating the Mariner lineup.
He still is. He's only made a couple of mistakes in this ball game. Like I said, that's a huge mistake because you're not supposed to let Cal Raleigh beat you.
Righty's 1-1. In the dirt to Rodriguez. 2 balls and a strike. Peek quickly at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. Sunday Night Football pits the Lions against the Chiefs. And right now the Chiefs, right near the end of the first half, have a 13-10 lead. Our out-of-town scores brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. 2 out, spaces empty, top 6. And the 2-1 pitch. Rodriguez takes it up and in, ball 3. No walks in the start for Gausman. You want to avoid a walk, but you can't give Rodriguez a cookie either. Hit 30 home runs this year. 3-1. Inside, ball 4, and that will be Kevin Gausman's first walk of the start. Rodriguez on with 2 outs.
Really trying to pound him in. They threw some good fastballs on the inside part of the plate, but for whatever reason, Julio Rodriguez just didn't bite on any of them. A good take there for ball 4. Kevin Gausman is going to have a chat with Alejandro Kirk right now. I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe just slow that heart rate a little bit, figuring out what pitch they want to throw to Jorge Polanco here. We talked about this earlier. Jorge Polanco's a very, very good hitter, and he could change a ball game quickly, although he's not going to get a chance to pitch to him.
John Schneider is walking out to the hill, and at the first sign of trouble, Kevin Gausman appears to be coming out of this game. He will, as Schneider makes the call to the bullpen, where both Brendan Little and Louis Varland are waiting. This is a pitching change brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Really strong start here in Game 1 of the ALCS for Kevin Gausman, but he walks off the hill in a 1-1 game with a runner on first and 2 outs, top of the 6th. Let's go over to today's host. Here is Show Ali.
Thanks, Ben. Let's check out that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. We've been
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Show Jorge Polanco to hit for the Mariners, and so the Blue Jays turn around the switch hitter. They bring in a lefty and Brendan Little. Little with a 3.38 ERA in the postseason across 3 appearances. That's 1 earned run in 2 2/3 innings. And his first pitch curve is in the zone of Polanco, strike 1. Cal Raleigh tied the game with a solo homer this inning, and then after a walk, Kevin Gausman's start came to a close. Little trying to finish this top of the 6th with 2 outs and Julio Rodriguez on first and keep it 1-1.
We've seen him have a little bit more success recently with the addition of that hard cutter.
Complements his sinker and his big sweeping knuckle curve. Lefty's 0-1 inside. Interesting thing about this move, they had Little and they had Varland. This season, Jorge Polanco has been a better hitter from the right side where they have him hitting right now. Although career, he's been better as a left-handed hitter. They've decided to go with the longer-term trend, it seems, or maybe they just think the pitches of Little match up better than Varland's. Also could temper the run game for Seattle. Rodriguez swiped 30 bags this year. He's on first. 1-1. Swing and a miss. I believe that was a cutter at 96 miles an hour breaking in. It's 1-2.
Yeah, we've seen an uptick with that velo, at least over the last couple of games.
It's a guy who pitched 79 times in the regular season, finally getting a little bit of rest. Now he's trying to end the inning. The 1-2. In the dirt, off the hip of Kirk to the backstop. Rodriguez scoots up to second base and rounds the bag, thinking about third. Kirk back to the backstop to get it. It's a wild pitch on Little, a near unblockable one for Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, nothing Kirk could do with that pitch. It almost actually hit Jorge Polanco in the foot. Alejandro Kirk did everything he could to get that chest protector in front of the baseball, hit him off the shoulder, went to the backstop, and Julio Rodriguez is standing at second base.
So now a base hit to the outfield probably gives Seattle the lead. It's 1-1 Blue Jays and Mariners. 2 outs, top of the 6th. The 2-2. Bounce to the plate. What a pick from Kirk. Carey Price-esque as he threw the mitt over his left shoulder to stab it and curled his glove into his body. It's 3-2.
That pitch right there that bounced about 2 feet in front of home plate just tells me that Brendan Little is trying to do a little bit too much, trying to make that curveball break more than it normally would. This is a big situation. You can understand that he's trying to get Jorge Polanco out, but you have to trust your stuff and the release point.
2 outs and a full count, runner on second. The kick and the pitch. Fouled off the back ankle, still 3-2.
Another 96, how about that?
Went back to the cutter to try and find the zone. Board in Rogers Center says four-seam fastball, but he does not throw a straight fastball. Everything moves for Brendan Little.
I think home plate umpire Ryan Addison's giving Jorge Polanco a couple of extra seconds. Might have hit it off of his foot. It's a good veteran move by him.
Polanco back in the box, taps home plate, swings the bat under his knees twice. With Rodriguez on second and 2 outs, Little comes home with a 3-2 pitch. And it's line to left field, base hit. Coming around third, Rodriguez. He will come in to score, and the Mariners have jumped in front 2-1 in the top of the 6th. Jorge Polanco comes through again.
And how big is that extra base for the Seattle Mariners? A wild pitch from Brendan Little. Julio Rodriguez takes second base. All it takes now is something to the outfield, a base hit through the hole. And another big swing from Jorge Polanco. You talked about this earlier. Doesn't have a ton of base hits in the postseason, but it seems like every hit he gets is a gigantic hit for the Seattle Mariners.
2 runs in this inning for Seattle. Closes the line on Gausman. He goes 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 5 Ks. Crowd trying to get the Blue Jays back in their groove. 2-1 Mariners, 2 outs, top of the 6th, and the pitch to Josh Naylor, swing and a miss, strike 1. For Jorge Polanco, his 4th RBI of the playoffs. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Naylor expanding at a cutter down and away. It's 0-2.
I say stay right there. Don't mess around. Something off the plate outside. Obviously, Josh Naylor is very uncomfortable with that release point, with that pitch.
And Naylor will ask for time. The Mississauga native walks slowly out of the dirt circle toward his first base dugout. A guy that many of the Blue Jays players know well. A good handful of former Cleveland Guardian teammates of Josh Naylor's are on the Blue Jays roster, including Ernie Clement at second and Andres Jimenez at short. Also Miles Straw in right field. Plus Shane Bieber in the Blue Jay dugout. 0-2 count. 2-1 Mariners, top of the 6th. And the pitch. Bounce to the plate, blocked off the chest by Kirk. Ball and 2 strikes. 3 threw his first curve of this appearance right over the middle for a strike to Polanco, and since Little has not had the handle on that pitch.
Yeah, he's bounced a lot of them in front of home plate. Alejandro Kirk having to work really, really hard back there.
Little looking for the strikeout to end this top of the sixth. His 1-2, no, it's a step and throw to first. Polanco back in there. On a team that steals a lot, he's not necessarily one of the big stolen base guys. 6 in the regular season for Polanco. Lefty set again. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Naylor, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. But the Mariners strike for 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 man left. Home run by Cal Raleigh and an RBI single by Jorge Polanco. Seattle leads for the first time in the ALCS 2-1. Middle of the 6th inning. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
For Cleveland, although Josh Naylor just backed up a bit, he was way in on the turf. He's now actually backing off onto the dirt. Eugenio Suarez has his left foot just touching the edge of the infield turf. Miles Straw hits for the first time in the game. Came in for Lucas in the 4th. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Last hit for the Blue Jays came with 1 out in the 2nd. We're here in the 6th. And the 1-0. Broken bat flare, shallow right center. Polanco going back. Rodriguez coming in, and he makes the grab. Robles pulled out of the way last second, the right fielder. Straw nearly found a Bermuda Triangle, but instead 1 out.
Yeah, I thought off the bat that had a chance to drop, but Julio Rodriguez coming out of nowhere, calling off Victor Robles. There's such a good defender out there in center field.
With 1 out, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. steps into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in the game. A line out to center and a ground out to short. 27-year-old righty Bryce Miller staring in at Guerrero. And the pitch. Called strike, borderline, but they say it got the inside edge. It's 0-1. Vlad 9 for 19 in the postseason. He's driven in a run in every game he's played so far, except tonight. 0-1 pitch. Down and away. For the first time tonight, we see some action in the Mariner bullpen. Double barrel. Lefty Gabe Spire and righty Edward Bizardo both getting loose. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Split had Vladdy out in front. 1-2.
He's thrown some really good split fingers over the last few innings. That one right there was no different. Looked exactly like the fastball, then just dove off the table.
2 taps to the plate for Vladdy. Slightly open stance right side. With 1 out and the bases empty and a 2-1 Mariners lead. The wind and the 1-2. On the ground up the middle. It's picked up on a couple hops Polanco. He'll throw over to first and he just gets Guerrero. There are 2 outs. Go back to the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard. If you weren't with us a little earlier, tomorrow night the Dodgers face off with the Brewers. Blake Snell gets the ball. No announced starter as far as I know for the Brewers. That game will be 8:08 Eastern from American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. First pitch to Barger, inside, ball 1. Also game 2 of the ALCS between the Blue Jays and the Mariners goes at 5:03 Eastern tomorrow. We know Trey Savage goes for the Blue Jays. We don't know yet who goes for the Mariners. It'll be another starter on short rest, but Bryce Miller on short rest has pitched better than he did on regular rest in the division series.
He's looked fantastic. He's really settled in here.
Under 70 pitches as he deals with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. His 1-0 pitch to Barger. Inside again, 2-0. I'm guessing if you're Barger now, you might get big and try and catch a fastball out front. See if you can tie this game. 2-0 offering. High, called high at least, ball 3. Thought the frame of Raleigh might have actually made it look worse than it was. I don't think it needed to be framed.
You might have been you might be the first person this whole season to say that.
He's a great catcher, no doubt. I don't think he needed to rip that one down. 3-0 pitch. Barger takes inside, ball 4, and that's the first Blue Jays base runner since the 2nd inning, so a glimmer of hope. And you wonder if alarm bells are starting to go off for Dan Wilson after that 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, that might be the last batter that Bryce Miller gets to face. Actually, it doesn't look like it. Dan Wilson is staying in that dugout. Pitching coach Pete Woodworth is coming out to have a talk with him. But this is a big spot for Alejandro Kirk. Let's see if he can get something out front, maybe get in a gap and score Addison Barger from first base.
Kirk is 0 for 2 so far in the game. He represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. A reminder that our out-of-town scores are brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Here in Toronto at Rogers Center, it's the Mariners 2 and the Blue Jays 1. Blue Jays scored a run on the first pitch they saw today, and they only have 1 hit and 3 walks since then. Even aided by a Mariners error in the 2nd. They could not cash in anything else. Shift to the third base side against Kirk, and because Naylor has to hold on the runner on first, a lot of room on the right side for Alejandro Kirk. From the stretch, Miller kicks and deals. First pitch right over the middle with a slider, called strike 0-1. Kirk drags his bat across the plate. 4 for 20 now in the series. Or in the playoffs. 0-1. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He does have a couple of homers, though. There's always that.
Jays scored 34 runs in their 4-game series against New York. This has been pitcher's duel here in Game 1 of the CS. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Kirk stumbles as he whiffed at 96 on the corner. 1-2.
Looked like he was trying to go for number 3 there in the postseason. That front shoulder went flying. It was a fastball away. That's a pitch that Alejandro Kirk normally takes to right field. He was trying to pull that pitch.
It's a sinker, too, so a really hard pitch to get under and pull out to left. Barger leads off first. 2 outs, bottom 6. Long look in from Miller, and the pitch. Barger off, and it's fouled back. Barger with a headlong dive into second base, lost his helmet, and just realized he's got to pick it up and go back to first.
If Kirk didn't foul that ball off and it was a ball, I'm pretty sure Addison Barger had that bag pretty easily. He got a great jump off of Bryce Miller.
Yeah, he was not fazed by the long hold from Miller. Barger not a huge base stealer, but he did go 4 for 5 in the regular season. Blue Jays have only attempted 1 stolen base in the playoffs. Andres Jimenez swiped a bag in the DS. The pitch. Muscled out to shallow left, sprinting forward to Rosarena. He gets under it, makes the grab, and we go on to the 7th. 2-1 for the Mariners. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
One and a third innings. I mean, he's been a different type of pitcher ever since he started throwing that changeup more often. It's a hard changeup at about 94, 95, but it keeps guys off balance.
Marlin adjusts his cap as he looks into Eugenio Suarez. 0 for 2 so far in the game is the right-handed hitting third baseman for Seattle. The pitch, swing and a miss. 98, upper level of the zone. It's 0-1. It's really impressive, too. Varland gave up the 2 big homers in Game 3 of the ALDS. Came back out the next day to pitch well in Game 4. 0-1 pitch, popped foul, out of play. Back behind home plate, into the seats. 0-2. his job keep it at a 1-run deficit. Very much a ball game right now in game 1 of the ALCS. The wind in the 0-2. High, 99 miles an hour past the letters. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Varland constantly blowing into his right hand to get some moisture. Wipes it on the back of him. Now the 1-2. Downstairs with a knuckle curve. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pretty good sequence right there. Up with the fastball, down with that hard knuckle curve. Now you can pretty much throw whatever you want.
Suarez, for his powerful bat, also punched out near 200 times this year. He takes a 2-2, though, down and away. And from 0-2, it's gone to 3-2. Varland's pitch. Fouled off the glove of Kirk, slams into the backstop. That was 99, a hair outside. Still a full count.
At 99, actually had a little bit of cut at the end of it. Started in the strike zone, ended up just off the plate outside. Eugenio Suarez doing a good job just fouling that pitch off, getting the barrel to it, and finding a way to stay alive here in this at bat.
Another 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again. 99 in the zone near the top. Still a full count. Varland was bouncing around after that pitch. He might have thought that was good enough to get Suarez. Varland just into the game. Will throw an 8th pitch here to Eugenio Suarez. It's on the way. And the pitch is stroked high and deep to right center field. Varsho back at the warning track. Leaps at the fence. It's off the top of the wall. Suarez into second base with a double, and that's a big break for the Blue Jays, frankly. That missed being a homer by maybe a foot. No exaggeration. That was right near the top of the wall.
I believe it hit off that light blue line up at the top of the padding near that tall wall out in right center. And now if you're Louis Varland, you have to start making good pitches. You have to get down to business. That was about an inch, maybe 2 inches away from hitting that railing above that wall out in right field.
And that hits on the top of it. It bounces out. But it just barely stayed on the field side. So it's a double for Suarez, his 3rd hit of the postseason. And now up to the plate, Dominic Canzone. And Canzone will take a change low ball 1. Varland from the stretch. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, appeal to third, no swing. Says third base ump Marvin Hudson. I'd be interested to see the side view. It's 2-0.
Heck of a play from Alejandro Kirk, keeping that ball in front of him. That was almost like a look what I found type of scoop back there. Nevertheless, you keep Eugenio Suarez at second base.
2-0. Canzone bounces one up the middle. Clement backing up, gloves it. Suarez takes off for third as Clement throws over to first. And there's one out, but Eugenio Suarez 90 feet away from extending the Seattle lead. Canzone does the job.
And now I think the Blue Jays are going to bring that infield in, trying to keep Suarez at third base. But how big is that scoop from Alejandro Kirk now? You get a ground ball like that and probably would have scored the run from third base.
A wild pitch last inning in some ways is the difference in the game. Directly led to the second run for the Mariners, and Seattle leads 2-1. Infield in, Victor Robles up. The pitch. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, appeal to first, no swing. Says Ben Main, I'd love to see a side view on that one. Just want to know. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just haven't seen the side view. Look close.
I think the crowd disagrees with home plate umpire Ryan Addington. Well, I guess first base umpire Ben May's decision right there.
Ooh, it's close.
Yeah, could have gone either way.
It's about a 50-50. Some fans looking to the concourse just saw the swing and did not like the call. 1-0 pitch. And it's hit deep down the left field line, but that's going to hook into the seats foul. 1-1.
Victor Robles was visibly upset after fouling that ball off. That was a hanging slider, almost right down the middle, a little bit of a spinner, and he was just out in front of it. Probably a pitch that he normally hammers.
2-1 Seattle, runner on third, one out. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Knuckle curve shot down toward the bottom of the zone. Got the whiff over top of it. Now you're looking for the strikeout if you're Louis Varland ahead 1-2. Varland set, towels waving in Rogers Center. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Tag applied by Kirk on the curve in the dirt. 2 outs in the infield, can back up.
You can just see the trust from Louis Varland that he has with Alejandro Kirk. Throwing that curveball, that hard knuckle curveball down in the strike zone, not afraid of bouncing it. He knows that Alejandro Kirk will block that baseball, keeping Suarez at third base. What a big strikeout.
Infield back, still Suarez on third, and the pitch to J.P. Crawford outside, ball 1. A miss at 99 miles an hour. Seranthony Dominguez is starting to warm in the left field bullpen for the Blue Jays. In the right field pen, Gabe Spire has been warming up a while. 1-0. High, 2-0. "17 pitches for Varland, so this could be his last batter. Top of the order is due up next. 2-0 to Crawford. Just outside at 98. 3 balls and no strikes. Crawford with 2 groundouts to second base in this game. The 3-0 pitch right over the middle, strike 1.
I would probably be careful if I'm Louis Varland. Again, J.P. Crawford is the number 9 hitter in this order, but he's a very talented hitter.
3-1 pitch. Called strike. Crawford dropped the bat. Frankly, I don't blame him. That looked a lot like ball 2, but it's called a strike this time, and it's a full count. Crawford calls time to regroup, looking into the distance down the right field line.
I give that strike to Alejandro Kirk. That was a fantastic job bringing that ball in. A little subtle movement of the glove, about 1 or 2 inches.
Runner on third, 2 outs, 2-1 Mariners, top of the 7th. The pitch. On the ground is second. Clement gathers up on 2, hops, throws to first in Louis Varland, despite the leadoff double. Makes it a scoreless top of the 7th inning. At the stretch, the Blue Jays trail the Mariners 2-1 in Game 1 of the ALCS. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
How do we
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
overall for Seattle. He faces Dalton Varsho left on left. The pitch. Hit back foul, 0-1.
The good news is Dalton Varsho is 3 for 5 so far in this postseason against left-handed pitching.
Spire, by the way, the connection to Canadian baseball. His cousin played for the Blue Jays. Here's Spire with an 0-1 pitch. And it's hit back foul again, 0-2. Justin Spire was a fairly high leverage reliever for the Blue Jays in the mid-2000s, and his uncle is an Expos Hall of Famer. Chris Spire pitched a number of years as a Montreal Expo. And now Gabe Spire, nephew of Chris, cousin of Justin, is in here trying to protect a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th. Left-hander with an 0-2 pitch. Outside.
It's a good take. That's a good fastball. 96 miles an hour just off the plate outside.
The kick and the 1-2. Down and away again. Trying to get him to chase a slider. Spire's got four-seamer, sinker, and slider in his mix. He's allowed runs and home runs in each of his last 2 outings. His 2-2. Hit well center field, but right at Julio Rodriguez. Took 2 steps and made the catch. There's 1 out.
Dalton Varsho was all over that slider, weighted back. You could see him keeping those hands back. Maybe just got on the inside part of that barrel, off the hands just a little bit. Didn't square it up. A big first out for Spire.
Spire gets away with a bit of a mistake there. Now Ernie Clement is up. The pitch. Ernie lifts a ball to right field, angling toward the line. Victor Robles, he'll make the catch. And there are 2 outs. We welcome you to the Don Valley North Lexus broadcast booth. I'm Ben Schulman alongside Chris LaRue. Show Ali, our host, Nick Blackmore, our producer. Christian Chiniti, Stephen Coyle, and Tom Young, our technical directors. Anthony Santander turns around to bat from the right side against Gabe Spire. 2 outs. It's the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Blue Jays trail the Mariners 2-1. Spire's pitch. Santander takes a slider over the middle. It's another mistake that Spire gets away with. Called strike, 0-1.
I think Santander was fooled just a little bit by that pitch. See the knees buckle.
The 0-1. Swing and a liner sinking in left, and a reach and a slide for Randy Arozarena to make the grab. Showed it to DJ Rayburn, the left field ump, who signaled the out. Heck of a play by Arozarena, and the Blue Jays have remained hitless since 1 out in the 2nd inning. We're going to the 8th, and it's 2-1 for the Seattle Mariners. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned.
Ball lined into the gap in right center and in for a hit.
And that was a botch of what should have been a single.
It sure was.
Went right off the heel of Teoscar Hernandez's glove when he boxed it.
I mean, Torkelson threw a baby overhand. He couldn't catch it.
How about that? First ball to the rookie making his major league debut. He loses it in the sun.
Texas. This is the Grand Slam burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Sir Anthony Dominguez, but when he is in the zone, he is really hard to square up. Throws in the high 90s with sink. Goes right on right with Arozarena. And the pitch. Upstairs, head high at 97, ball 1. .30-year-old Dominguez leads with his four-seamer that averages 98. Here's 1-0. Up and in again at 97, 2-0.
And there's that erratic fastball that you just mentioned. 2 fastballs really nowhere near the strike zone.
See if he tries to get out front with the sweeper. That's his main secondary to righties. Throws the splitter a lot to lefties. 2-0. 97 at the knees, called strike. Also has a sinker that he throws a fair bit, a lot to righties, and a curveball that he'll mix in to left-handed batters. The 2-1. Just high at 98, ball 3.
You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter. If you're Sir Anthony Dominguez, you have to be in the strike zone with this next pitch. Cal Raleigh, who's already hit a home run in this ballgame, is standing on deck.
The 3-1. Outside by a lot, ball 4, and it is a leadoff walk to Randy Arozarena.
All 4 of his balls in that at-bat weren't close. And if you're Sir Anthony Dominguez, you have to lock in here. You have to keep this game a 1-run ball game.
Cal Raleigh at the plate. His home run tied the game in the 6th before the Mariners took the lead. They lead it 2-1. The pitch. Called strike, 97 right down the middle. It's 0-1.
Seems like Cal Raleigh was surprised that he challenged him with that hard fastball.
Not that many guys for the last 3-4 months have given Cal Raleigh a hittable fastball on the first pitch. Right on left, the 0-1. Fouled off of Kirk, 96 on the edge. It's 0-2.
Randy Arozarena is getting a big lead over there at first base. 31 stolen bases on the season, caught just 6 times.
That's despite the fact he's about league average in sprint speed, 56th percentile. But an intelligent base runner, one of a couple on this Mariners roster. Step off throw to first, and Arozarena back in there without a slide.
I don't know if this is a great time to go if you're Randy Arozarena, especially with Cal Raleigh standing in that batter's box, but I guess you never know.
I think it's a great time to try and distract Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing over there at first base.
0-2. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Had Raleigh all sorts of crossed up on the splitter. Maybe a 55% swing there. Did not come all the way around, but he tipped it into the glove of Kirk. 1 out.
A lot of pitchers would be distracted by the way Randy Arozarena is bouncing around over there at first base, but Sir Anthony Dominguez threw 2 really good pitches in that at-bat. That last split finger was perfectly located at the bottom of the strike zone.
So 1 out in the top of the 8th. 2-1 Mariners. Arozarena on first, and he takes off on the first pitch to Rodriguez, and it skips to the backstop. Arozarena dives in head first. That pitch I don't think actually would have bounced, but Kirk missed a low pitch as he tried to transfer and throw down. We get another look now. Yeah, it was low, but it hit his glove before the dirt. Either way, it was probably going to be a stolen base for Arozarena.
Yeah, I don't think they would have got him. Arozarena got a great jump off of Dominguez. Now he's in scoring position with 1 out here.
A look to second in the 1-0. No, it's an inside move to chase back Arozarena with Rodriguez at the plate. One-0 pitch, Arozarena off for third. It's outside a ball, and Kirk couldn't find an angle to throw down to third base. So Arozarena has stolen first to third without even a throw attempted. And now he's 90 feet away from extending the Mariner lead.
And John Schneider actually talked about this before the ball game. You don't have to pick off. You just have to change up your looks, change up your timing. And it seems like Sir Anthony Dominguez has not done that so far in this inning.
Infield in, 2-0 to Julio. Down and away, ball 3. And the intelligence of a Randy Arozarena. What are the odds that Dominguez is going to go twice in a row and burn all of his disengagements? And even if he does, then fine, you'll probably run on the next pitch. 3-0 count, runner on third, 1 out. Pitch to Julio Rodriguez. Hit foul. Fastball over the plate at 98, and Rodriguez had the green light. It's 3-1.
I'm surprised they challenged him there. Thought they might pitch around him. Maybe move on to the next guy.
Next guy is Jorge Polanco on deck. 3-1 pitch. Called outside. That looked like it had the corner, but it's ball 4.
That's definitely a strike at 99 miles an hour. Hit the bottom corner. But again, it's just one of those pitches where Alejandro Kirk is set up inside and he has to reach across the plate. It's tough to see if you're an umpire, and Ryan Addison thought that was outside.
And Dominguez spraying it around a bit this inning. You're not going to get the benefit of many calls when you do that, even if he is a veteran. Pete Walker's going to go out and talk to Sir Anthony Dominguez now. Blue Jays also have to decide how they want to play this. Do you want to bring the full infield in? Do you want to drop the middle of the infield back to try and turn 2? Or maybe even everyone plays back except for Vlad at first to try and turn 2. A lot of different options on how you go after Jorge Polanco from a pitching and defensive side here.
Well, it looks like they're going to keep the infield in here. Medium depth. Not all the way in on that grass.
Especially Andres Jimenez plays about halfway up the dirt. Ernie Clement's a little more even with the baseline, as is Barger at third. And then Vlad is holding on the runner at first. Rodriguez, wouldn't shock me if he took off here. Arozarena swiped 2 bags this inning. 2-1 Mariners, first and third, 1 out in the top of the 8th in the pitch. Just outside, ball 1. These are close misses, but they are misses from Sir Anthony Dominguez.
You have to imagine that Randy Arozarena is going on contact. Anything on the ground from third base, he is taking off the home plate.
1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Splitter over the middle, gets a whiff there from Polanco, 1-1. Sir Anthony Dominguez, a guy who strikes out over 30% of the batters he faces. You're looking for a K to keep the runner at third. Ground ball would be good too. 1-1. In the dirt, run-saving block off the stomach by Kirk, who shifted to his right behind the batter. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That split finger actually bounced in front of home plate. A really athletic play back there, keeping Julio Rodriguez at first, keeping Arozarena at third base. Big pitch coming up here in a 2-1 count.
2-1 Mariners. 1 out, top of the 8th. Rodriguez twists and deals. And the pitch is on the ground and through the right side of base hit. In to score Arozarena. Polanco delivers again. His second RBI single of the game, and the Mariners lead 3-1 in the top of the 8th.
It wasn't a bad pitch from Sir Anthony Dominguez. They were trying to elevate with that fastball, potentially either get a swing and miss, or something popped up to the infield. Jorge Polanco just did a fantastic job chopping down at that baseball and finding a way to get it through that big hole on the right side. And now you're for the Blue Jays, you have some work to do. You're down 3-1.
And that's going to do it for Sir Anthony Dominguez. A tough outing for him. 2 walks, a hit, and a strikeout in 4 batters faced. He's given up a run for now, responsible for the 2 on base. First and second, 1 out, 3-1 Mariners. Top of the 8th inning. Mason Fluharty about to enter in a pitching change. Brought to you by Home Hardware, the official home improvement retailer.
With these designs, I wanted to bring out the Old English letter font, but add a twist to it. This is one I've developed over the years and used on a lot of tattoos. You could tell a sign painter or a lettering person by their numbers. That reveals a lot about them. It's an honor to design for the Dodgers. It's almost gone beyond sports, even into fashion. People wear LA caps all over the world.
And Chris LaRue.
Thank you very much, Joe. A run in this inning for the Mariners. They lead 3-1 in Game 1 of the ALCS over the Blue Jays, and Mason Fluharty enters to go left on left with Josh Naylor. First and second, one out. Polanco on first, Rodriguez on second. The pitch, breaking ball for a called strike. Looked a little inside, and Naylor with a wry smile back to Ryan Addison. It's 0-1. Slight shift on Naylor toward first, but he can go all fields. And now they set up a pickoff play to second and a dive back in there by the lead runner, Julio Rodriguez.
Rodriguez got back in there pretty easily, but it was a perfect throw from Fluharty.
Seattle activity on the base paths has been a big part of them taking the lead, whether it was stolen bases this inning or the wild pitch in the sixth. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Naylor going for it all. Lost his helmet on a sweeper that broke away from him. 0-2.
Throw another one of those. This time off the plate outside. Seems like Naylor's been uncomfortable with those outside off-speed pitches from left-handers all night long.
Fluharty set, staring at second. 0-2. Down and away. Naylor lays off of it. That sweeper might have been a ball out of the hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bounced a sweeper, and Naylor couldn't lay off. He strikes out. 2 down.
If you see a guy that uncomfortable with one of your pitches, why throw anything else? Great job from Alejandro Kirk back there, throwing down the sweeper 2 pitches in a row. That was really nowhere near the strike zone, but Naylor offers at it anyways for a big second out here in this inning.
This is an interesting matchup now, though. It'll be Eugenio Suarez, who nearly homered in the 7th. Hit a ball off the top of the wall for a double. He's up against Fluharty, and everything breaks in from Fluharty toward the right-handed hitter, both his cutter and his sweeper. Lefty's pitch. Suarez takes a strike on the outside edge, aided by a Kirk frame job. It's 0-1. Three-1 Mariners. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Julio Rodriguez on second and Jorge Polanco on first. The 0-1. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seattle setup man and Kingston, Ontario native Matt Brash looks ready to go in the right field bullpen. Fluharty's 1-1. Just off the plate inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I like that pitch. You come inside hard. Even with a guy that has as much power as Suarez, you still have to come inside at least once during an at-bat.
Can't have him leaning over the plate. Fluharty now with a 2-1 pitch. No, it's a step-off throw to second, and Ernie Clement caught it behind the bag. Clement pointing to the right side of his head. Maybe his pitch-comm device wasn't working. Alejandro Kirk can call pickoffs from there, and then select infielders have the speaker in their hat. But that time, that connection almost cost the Blue Jays. Thankfully, Clement still made the catch to keep it in the infield. 2-1 pitch. Foul back 2-2.
Just fearless out there. Mason Fluharty is just attacking one of the best power hitters in the game right now.
And he's got this crowd back into it. Blue Jays still in this game. They're trailing. It's 3-1 for the Mariners. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Suarez asks for time. With 2 on and 2 out. Fluharty unloads a 2-2. And it's grounded back foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's pretty well located backdoor sweeper. Landed right on the bottom outside corner.
Almost seemed like Suarez was fooled by that pitch, but he did a good job just trying to foul it off.
It comes back, does Fluharty with another 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Fluharty strands a pair, but the Mariners do add to their lead. They come up with a run on 1 hit, 2 left on base. It's 3-1 Seattle, middle of the 8th inning. Jimenez, Springer, Strong.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Canadian.
Former 4th-round pick out of Niagara University by the San Diego Padres, has a pretty good career in the postseason. 1.13 ERA in 7 ball games, 11 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched.
Big slider for Brass. He throws that about 60% of the time. Sinker change, 4-seamer as well. Very occasional knuckle curve. Andres Jimenez leading off in the pitch. Over the middle at 97, strike 1. And that's 97 on a 2-seam sinker, so it gets some arm side run as well.
Yeah, it's tough.
0-1. On the ground toward first, backing up Naylor. Gloves off to his right and steps on the bag 1 out. If you weren't with us earlier, the Blue Jays took the lead on the first pitch they saw today. They have 1 hit since. Springer hit the home run in the first to lead off the game. Santander had a single in the second. That's it in terms of Blue Jay hits. They have reached on a trio of walks as well. Now it's 4th time through the order. George Springer is back up for the Blue Jays. 1 out in the pitch. Called strike. Slider lands middle in to get ahead 0-1. Brash, once a starter, has dealt with a lot of injury in his career. 0-1. And it's hit foul 0-2. When he's been healthy, he's been really good, and he's healthy right now, and he's really good, really tough to beat. Middle of Seattle's pen, a little shaky in the DS. Back end, not so much. Brash and Munoz are great, and there's a swing and a miss on an 0-2 pitch well outside. Springer strikes out, and there are 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
That looked to me like George Springer was expecting something hard there, but instead he got the off-speed pitch. He got that sweeper down and away. It has tons of horizontal movement to it. Looked like a strike, and then took a quick left turn. Ended up way off the plate.
Blue Jays use a pinch hitter here. Miles Straw is taken out of the game. Straw came in for Lucas due to an injury. Davis Schneider is now hitting in his spot, trying to extend this bottom of the 8th. The pitch, high ball 1. So the Blue Jays usually work these deep at bats. Tough thing is the Mariners throw a ton of strikes. Blake Murphy talked about this before the game. 1-0 pitch, called a strike. So they can't wait on these pitchers as patiently as they might have with the Yankees. We've seen a lot of quick outs for Mariners pitching in this game. Schneider trying to reach to set up Guerrero as the tying run. 3-1 Mariners, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. The 1-1. Lifted out to right center field. Playable for Victor Robles. Swimming his arms in the air above him. He makes the catch with 2 hands and sends us off to the 9th. Still 3-1 for the Seattle Mariners in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame could tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
And he's been pretty good in the playoffs in his 2 ball games. He gave up an earned run in his last outing against the New York Yankees, but the stuff's been a little bit better. We've even seen that fastball up to 97 miles an hour.
He'll face the bottom third of the Seattle order. Dominic Canzone leads off. Right on left, the pitch. Just outside, ball 1. And he gave up that run last game, but he was pitching with a 4-run lead. It wasn't exactly like he was going to nibble around the corners. Gave it up on an RBI single by Aaron Judge. 1-0 pitch. On the ground, foul, hooked down the right field line, 1-1. using Hoffman in this spot speaks to the fact that John Schneider believes his team is still within reach in this game. Even as one of the best closers in the game, Andres Munoz, starts to get ready in right field. 1-1. High and outside, 2-1.
Andres Munoz has thrown 5 1/3 innings in the postseason. Hasn't given up a hit.
He's really good. He's really good. He's one of the best in the game, maybe the best this season. 2-1. Called strike, 2-2. But if we look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, it's Guerrero, Barger, Kirk up for the Blue Jays. So you're thinking, can keep it in bloop and a blast territory. Maybe you got a chance. Hoffman's 2-2 to Canzone. Bounce softly to first. Vladdy charging, gloves it low and crosses over the bag for the first down.
And there's that splitter. We talked about the fastball being a little bit better since he's had some time to rest. The fastball has been up to 97, but that split finger has had more bite to it. He's had a little bit of fatigue. We saw a dip in velocity late in the season. We saw the split finger with a little bit less movement. It's good to see that stuff a little bit better here in the postseason.
Victor Robles batting now, 1 out. Barger playing in at third. And the first pitch at the top of the zone, strike 1. Looking around, not one fan has left their seat at this point. 1 out, top of the ninth. Blue Jays trail 3-1 to Seattle. 0-1. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hoffman's 1-1. Slap to the right side. Clement fields the humpback liner on a bounce. Zips into first, and it's not in time. You couldn't have chipped it better than Robles did. Like he was 50 yards from the green. He just dinked a ball in between Guerrero and Clement, out of Ernie's reach to catch it on the fly. And by the time it bounced, Robles was almost at first already. And he's aboard with an infield hit.
Yeah, Ernie Clement was shaded up the middle, so really no chance at that. And Victor Robles has a decent amount of speed. Beat that out pretty easily.
Came off the bat at 51.5 miles an hour. Step off throw to first and a dive back in head first by Robles. He's going to get to first that way. Hoffman's going to make him earn it. Gets his jersey and pants a bit dirty on that pickoff attempt. J.P. Crawford's grounded out all 3 times. Blue Jays could use that here with 1 out and a runner on first. Hoffman offers. High and outside, ball 1. Barger in at third. 1-0 to J.P. Crawford. High again, ball 2.
Victor Robles did have 6 stolen bases this season. So not a huge threat to steal over there, but you still have to vary up your looks and your holds.
He's attempted 2 stolen bases in the postseason. He's been caught both times. 2-0. Fouled away, 2-1. Crawford drags his bat across the plate, sets up wide open in his stance left side, clicking his elbows together as he waits on the pitch. Hoffman's 2-1. There goes Robles. Pitch is hit on the ground to second, and that'll save a double play. Clement Fields throws on to first, but that is probably a double play ball if they don't put the runner in motion. Instead, Robles into scoring position, and there are 2 outs.
Yeah, I think so, because J.P. Crawford hit that ball relatively hard right at Ernie Clement. That would have been an easy inning-ending double play, but Ernie Clement, his only play was at first base, makes a perfect throw to the chest of Vlad for the second out.
Now tense pitches for Jeff Hoffman, trying to keep it 3-1 Mariners with a runner on second and Randy Arozarena up. Hoffman's pitch, swing and a miss. Arozarena looked crossed up almost late on that hanging slider, waited back too much. It's 0-1.
I bet he wants that pitch back.
Hoffman looks to second twice. Kicks and offers. Swing and a miss. Same pitch, same spot, same result. It's 0-2. Do you hang a third, Chris?
Well, it's tough to try to hang a pitch. I don't think Jeff Hoffman is trying to throw those spinning sliders belt high right down the middle. I would say no.
I think Arozarena clipped Kurt, his Team Mexico teammate, on the backswing. Just apologized to Kurt, got him on the foot. 0-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. 3-1 Mariners in the top of the ninth. Hoffman's pitch. Called strike 3. Scoreless top of the ninth for Jeff Hoffman. And the Blue Jays still have a chance. They need 2 to tie, 3 to win. Andres Munoz, the Seattle closer, about to enter in the bottom of the ninth. 3-1 Mariners. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming on the Sportsnet app and the Sportsnet radio.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant, kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Hardware, the official home improvement retailer for the Toronto Blue Jays, locally owned, genuinely Canadian. Mexican right-hander Andres Munoz is into the game. One of the major's most effective closers, had a sub-2 ERA and 38 saves this year for Seattle. He tries to protect a 2-run Seattle lead against Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Addison Barger, and Alejandro Kirk.
And like we talked about in the previous inning, he's thrown 5 1/3 scoreless innings so far in the postseason, has not given up a hit yet.
He's pitched 9 times total in the postseason, including 2 against the Blue Jays in 2022, where he did not surrender any runs. But he does have a career playoff ERA of 2.45, so someone has scored off of him. The Houston Astros. Pitch to Vlad Guerrero Jr. outside ball 1. And if you're Vlad, the Blue Jays are down by 2. You're just trying to get to first base any way you can and see if the guys behind you can tie it up. Munoz rocks and deals. 97 down the middle, strike 1. Tough thing about Andres Munoz is he has a great slider, and then he also has a four-seamer and sinker that sit in the high 90s. 1-1. Rolled over foul, 1-2. It's tough to differentiate his fastballs, and those two aren't even his best pitches.
And he's got a really funky delivery, too, so it's hard to pick up out of the hand. A really high leg lift and a violent motion towards home plate.
No hits for the Blue Jays since the second inning. The 1-2. On the ground, off the mound, bounces to the shortstop Crawford, who throws out Guerrero at first. Munoz just broke the bat of Vladdy, and there's 1 out.
Yeah, it wasn't a great slider from Munoz, but you could tell that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was respecting the sinker, respecting the hard four-seamer, and then you get that kind of contact against a slider that really wasn't located all that well.
With 1 out, Addison Barger enters the lefty batter's box. The pitch. And Barger hits it in the air left center. He got it off the end of the bat. It's deep, but it's dying in front of the warning track. Rodriguez makes the catch. And very quickly here in the bottom of the ninth, the Blue Jays are down to their last chance. This game was circled as the game where it felt like the Blue Jays would have the biggest pitching advantage, but Bryce Miller carved the Blue Jays across 6 innings, giving up only 2 hits and 1 run. And the Mariners, with 2 runs in the 6th and 1 in the 8th, have taken a 3-1 lead. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom 9. Pitch to Alejandro Kirk. Called strike. That looks high. It's 0-1. Mariners pitching hasn't allowed a base runner since the 6th. And only 1 since the 2nd. 0-1. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. Says home plate umpire Ryan Addington with a point at Kirk and then a point to the side. It's 0-2, and the Blue Jays only have 1 more strike to play with. Munoz sets. Glove off of his right cheek. The 0-2. Kirk lifts it, and this should do it. Shallow left center. Crawford going out. Arozarena moving in. Arozarena makes the catch, and the Seattle Mariners come back and really shut down the Blue Jays lineup to win the opener of the American League Championship Series 3-1.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for the Toronto Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman was actually very good in this start. Didn't give up a run until the 6th inning, until he made that mistake to Cal Raleigh. Doubled up on the split finger, and that's what did him in. I said before the ball game, you cannot let Cal Raleigh beat you. You have to treat him like he's Aaron Judge. Unfortunately, one mistake today did end the Blue Jays, and then it was off to the races for the Seattle